Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I'm here in Ponytown and on the mobile version. That's right, I'm on a mobile version of Ponytown because we're going to be talking about how to build things in Ponytown on mobile. I still get comments to this day on my previous video on how to build on mobile, and that's large in part due to the fact that a lot has changed since that video has come out, so consider this more of an update video. If you're aware of how to build and things like that, you can skip this video and go on to other videos on my channel where I talk about all kinds of other things Ponytown related. But for now, I'm going to start this video off by entering the 18+ server and showing you exactly how you can get to the party island. When you first come into the world, you start here in this little area. This is known as Spawn. We don't talk about this place. So to get to the party island, just simply walk down this path. Once you get to this little intersection down here, you'll see an intersection down here where this crossroads sign is. You're going to take a left here at the Gay Thoughts and carry on all the way over, and you'll find yourself at the docks. Do not make any more turns whatsoever, and you will get there eventually. So as you can see, I've made it to the docks. Now all I have to do to get to the party island is to go to this boat right here with the sail on it. So I go onto that, it will teleport me here, and your island will look basically exactly like this because this is the default island. If you've ever built any other island on your party house, it will load whatever the previous loaded island was. If your friend was in your party previously and they like were there, they loaded a map, then left or something like that, their island might also be loaded. There's some weird things that happen with that. But anyway, this is the default island. You can also go into this house, of course, if you really want to, and edit the inside of the house, but you cannot save the house and the island together. You can only save one or the other. For that reason, not very many people build in the house, and they normally build outside. But how do you build, you may be asking yourselves. You clicked on that video. You clicked on this video for that after all. Well, to build, simply press this little hammer icon down here in the bottom left area. Press that. It will build up. It'll build up. That's right. It'll build up. It'll bring up a build menu. This is known as your build menu, your build UI, whatever you want to call it. This has a hammer so you can place objects, a shovel so you can place floor tiles such as this dirt here or this snow here, or even the water. That's also considered a floor tile. Then you can also place walls such as wood, plain, stone, fence, dark fence, rope fence, and dark fence, things like that. You also have this settings icon here underneath that, which allows you to load maps, change the season. Right now it's set to auto. If I click that, I can change it to summer, fall, winter, whatever. Let's make it summer just because I like summer, or at least the way that summer looks in the game, and I'm not a huge fan of summer in real life. But anyway, we can manage our maps here. I have a lot of them here because I am a Patreon supporter, which is why I have 12 instead of the default 3. If you're not a Patreon supporter, you will only have 3, and you will need to use them carefully. While we're here, I can go ahead and explain how these maps, saving and everything like that works. To do this, let's say I want to load a map. Let's load video sets. Why don't we load video sets and see what that's about? I can click that from this menu, and I can hit this load button. It will bring up a green check mark thing, and then I can hit that green check mark to make sure I want to load that map. Basically, that's all it's asking is, are you sure you want to load this map? I can hit that button and it will load that map. As you can see, the map is loaded now. There's a lot of grass, there's stuff up there above me, things like that. I can also clear the map. I can also clear the map immediately from wherever I am. So if I have to be on the island, of course, but I can clear the map by hitting this little command here. It's not even a command, it's just a button. But there's also a command called clear map. And then it will ask me if I'm sure, and then I can do this, and it will clear the map. And again, I can load the last saved map, so it'll just immediately load whatever the previously loaded map was, or whatever the previously saved map was. If I want to save a map, I can do a simple command. I can do /save map and then put a number in. So such as /save map 4, since this is the 4th slot. I can do that and it will save it. Good thing I didn't lose anything. I can also go to the manage maps. I can go to the number that I want to save on. So such as video sets, which is where I'm at. I can click that. I can hit this save button right here. It will ask me if I'm sure. If whenever you use these settings to do this, it will always ask, are you sure? And of course, if you are sure, then you just hit the green check mark and it will save it. You can also delete islands. So if I go to manage maps, I go to this one here, I can delete this one. So just a little default island. It's not actually default. It's just I never gave it a name because it doesn't have anything on it. But I can delete that map. I hit that little delete button, hit check mark. It's gone now. Now it just says empty, which is what most of these are going to say if you don't have anything saved. But now I can grab that. I can't load it because it's empty. But if I want to save a map there, I can just do /save map 5 or just override it from that same menu. So that's how you can kind of save maps and things like that. You can also toggle the toolbox. Oh wow, that's just happened to be right there. It tries to put it somewhere near the center of your island and stuff like that. I don't know 100% sure how to determine where it's going to be, but all you do is press that little button to make that come. You can also do restore You can also do /restore toolbox and things like that if you want to bring that back. You can also toggle your tall walls on from here. So for example, there's a wall over here. I can press this tall walls right here to immediately do this. Instead of going to my settings and trying to find it through there, I can just go to my build menu, press this little settings icon here at the very bottom, and then hit the tall walls thing at the bottom of the map settings here. And of course, I can always reset the map back to default, which is what we're going to do for the rest of this tutorial. So that's how you can do that. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory from there. One last thing about saving maps is, like I said earlier, if you save a map, it does not save it with the house. So if I go in here, this is default or whatever like that, and I go here and I go manage maps, and let's say I want to load the video sets thing again. I'll load that. It loaded it, but it also didn't. Cannot load an island map in the house because this is a house. And that map was not a house save. So if I wanted to load this map here, I would have to, do whatever I want to it, open up my manage maps, go to an empty slot, and then save it. And now it's been saved to house slot 5, which was nothing previously. And it's defaulted its name to default, by the way, whenever you save a map. But you can click it, hit map name right here, name it whatever. We can name it whatever. And then we can hit save, and then it will overwrite that name, and now this map is now known as whatever. So that's how you can name them, but it is a house. As you can see here, it says house next to it, and then the video sets is an island. Basically all of these are an island except that one now. So if I leave this and try to load that map on the island, it won't load it because it is not an island map, it is a house map. That is a big thing that a lot of people get confused. You cannot save your house and your map together within the same save slot. It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I really wish it would, but it unfortunately does not work that way. It really should. But anyway, if you want to load your map, you got to load /load map, whatever. If you want to load your house, you need to do /load house and then whatever number it is. Or, as I would recommend highly, especially on mobile, is to just go to your building menu, go to the settings, hit manage maps, and then load whichever you want to load from there. As well as that's the way I recommend saving things. So we can close out of that, and then leave this little house. And talk about placing walls. As you can see here, I have a saw equipped. If I want to place walls, I don't know what wall I have equipped. Let me click this real quick. Okay, I have wood equipped. All I have to do is tap this. All I have to do is tap the screen somewhere and it will add it. This is extremely hard to do on mobile. That's why I don't really recommend you build on mobile. But if you have to, it is possible. It's just extremely annoying. But as you can see here, I made a wall and there is a couple of little spots here that I don't want. To remove those, I need to make sure I have the same type of wood equipped. And then I need to tap in that little area. Make sure I tap the exact spot. Let me get rid of the tall walls real quick so I can see this better. But I can tap the exact spot I want. And it will remove it because it is the same wall type and I'm clicking over it. I'm essentially overriding it. So that's what that does. So I can remove any of these walls. I can remove all of them if I want to. Or if I want to change that, I can open up my building menu, go to the saw, and let's make it a stone wall or something like that instead. I can just click over it and it will now be stone instead. Or I can go to the fence and boom, it's now a fence. It's very finicky. You have to tap very, very precisely. It is the only way to get it to work, and it's very annoying on mobile specifically. On PC, it's extremely easy. You just drag and drag over or whatever like that, and it removes it or replaces it. But that's how you can do that. The same thing works for the floor tiles, except these are more categorized, if you will. From like stone to all floors to nature type floors, things like that. If I want to put some sand, I can just just tap everywhere on here. Now there's sand everywhere. If I want water, boom, there's water everywhere now. The building UI normally gets in the way, so you normally would have to close that or whatever. But essentially, that's how you can build that way. Now we get into a little bit more of a complicated thing. It actually tries to tell you how to build whenever you open up your hammer for the first time. So if you ever get lost or confused, just drop your hammer and then you pick your hammer back up, and this little tooltip will tell you exactly how to do it. So if I want to place something, let's get a banana or two. Now I have the banana equipped. All I have to do is tap once. You can see a little preview there now. There's a little banana, a little ghost banana floating around everywhere because I'm dragging it around with my finger. I can tap the screen again and it will place it. And I can kind of just do that with everything pretty much. Just tap it and we can get a bunch of bananas all over the place. Just a bunch of bananas if we want to. I can open up my building menu again, press some of these things over here. This little arrow pointing towards the left undoes things. This little arrow pointing towards the right redos things, so I can undo all of my little actions here. Eventually the ground will start going away, and then I can make it redo or whatever like that. I can grab this, which gives me a crowbar. I can single tap something, and it will allow me to move it around. Then I can tap again, and it will drop it. If I want to cancel that, by the way, I can just long press, and it will cancel it. I can open up my building menu again. Press this X tool. This is a broom. Essentially, you can just tap furniture to delete it. This is not how you remove walls. We already discussed this, so please pay attention because I get comments all the time. People saying like, "Oh, how do I get rid of the how do I get rid of the walls? It doesn't work." Also, this is also not working. There it goes. I guess you have to double tap it. That's weird. Since when do you have to do that? I guess I'm just not tapping it very well. I'm just keep missing it. But anyway, we grab this little thing here. This is a cloning tool. We can essentially tap something, and then now we get a little ghost version of that thing, and then we can tap again, and now I've cloned that little box over there. That's essentially all you'd have to do with that one. Open up the building menu again. Little paintbrush. We get to change the color of certain objects. This is very limited, of course. I might be able to do it. I can't do it with the item stash. Where is something that I can do this with? There is nothing I can do this with right now. There is nothing next to me that allows me to change the color of something. That's unfortunate. But that is essentially how that works. It's just a little paintbrush that you can do that stuff with. So we can grab this little rake shape thing here. This allows us to change the season of certain objects. So if I don't want this tree right here to be summer, I can click it and it'll set it to summer first, then it will set it to fall, and then it will set it to winter, and so on and so on and so on. The first thing that is default is auto, which will automatically change to match the season. So if you tap it once and it sets it to summer, even though it's already summer, that's why it's doing that, because it starts with auto. So it's going to automatically be whatever I want it to be. Click it once, now it's always summer. That's how that works. A little bit confusing, but not too confusing. Overall, that's pretty much all you really need to know about building. The hammer section here is organized by categories and stuff like that. You have your lights categories, mushrooms, flowers, nature, food, outdoor, indoor, and you can just do all objects. There's also this little magnifying glass here where you can search something if you really want to, such as the banana. That's right, we can find the banana and get it immediately and place our bananas if we want to. We can also see how many objects we have placed right here. This little number in this little area right here. If we tap that, it says we have 123 out of 1,600 objects placeable. Now, you can't normally place 1,600 objects. The reason why I'm able to place that many, again, is because of my Patreon perks and things like that. This number will also change if you equip the solid tool. Now it says 18 of 1,300 because it is counting walls instead of furniture. But I hope this sort of explains things and sort of clears things up on how to build on mobile. There's a lot of people that are confused by this, even still to this day. And the main thing that I get all the time is, oh, how do I remove that wall? Well, you have to remove it piece by piece by literally equipping the same type of wall, or you can just equip like any wall you want, such as this is a stone wall. I can press it once and it'll replace it with that, and then I can press it twice and it'll go away. There's multiple ways to remove it, but that's pretty much all you need to know is just equip the same type of wall and then tap it and it will go away. On mobile, that's how that works. On PC, you just kind of drag and drop over with the same type of wall. I mean, that's just how that works. But overall, I hope, like I said, this clears things up. And if it did, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like, subscribe, and share, and do all of those wonderful things like that. Because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. No, that's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself. And I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.